Hello and welcome. My name is Lee. This is my Celtic yoga series. I'm planning to release a new practice on each of the sabbats of the Celtic Wheel of the Year to honour the cycles of nature. So come and join me down on the mat. Let's start off by lying down on our backs, letting go of anything that's been happening today or anything you have on your to-do list. Bring yourself into the here and now. Notice if you have any areas of tension in your body or any parts of your body that you need to take special care of today. Remember that this is your practice. I'm here as your guide, but don't do anything that doesn't work for you, that feels painful. Make adjustments as you need to. And let's focus in on the breath. As we work with the breath throughout the practice, we're calming down our nervous system, stimulating our parasympathetic nervous system, bringing ourselves out of fight or flight and into rest and digest. So let's start with a box breathing exercise. We'll breathe in for the count of 4, hold our breath for 4, breathe out for 4, and hold for 4. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, breathe out, and hold. Breathe in and hold, and let your breath return to normal. And just pay attention to all the points where you can feel your breath. You'll bring your knees up to your chest and give yourself a cuddle. And we'll start by slowly dropping our knees down to the right hand side of the mat. Looking over our left shoulder, keeping your eyes closed. Make sure nothing is pinching. Nice and relaxed. Let go of any tension. You'll notice that I'm outside practicing on a freezing cold January morning, but the reason is that I wanted to practice with the snowdrops. Those are snowdrops you can see behind me on the grass. And they're the symbol of Imbolc. So Imbolc is celebrated on the 1st and 2nd of February. And it's the very, very earliest signs of spring after the winter. So pulling your knees back up to your chest now, give yourself another cuddle. Maybe rock from side to side. And then slowly dropping your knees down to the left hand side. Looking over your right shoulder, keeping your eyes closed. Imbolc symbolizes renewal and hope, rebirth, After the harsh winter, it's the very first signs of green shoots coming through. It's a reminder that even though there's been storms and snow and difficult times, there's been seeds germinating underneath the ground, and they're about to blossom into flowers. So we celebrate the return of the sun, the return of the light, the return of hope, renewal, and the cycles of nature. And because of that, today's practice will be one of awakening gently and opening our heart space. So pull your knees back up to your chest one last time. And then let's stretch out, stretching our toes away from us. Stretch your hands overhead. Take a nice big breath in. And shuffling your feet over to the right hand side of the mat. Shuffling your wrists over to the right, your shoulders come to a banana shape. Nice big stretch all the way down the left hand side of your body. Breathing in all the way from the left fingertips all the way down your left hand side to your toes and all the way back out. Breathing into your left side of your rib cage. Breathing into the left hip space. And then we'll shuffle over to the other side. Shuffle your ankles over to the left. Shuffle your wrists over. Nice big stretch all the way down the right hand side. Breathing in from the tip of your fingers all the way down to your toes and all the way back out. Breathing into the right hand rib cage. Breathing into your right hip space. Letting go of any tension. And coming back to the center. Pull your knees back up to your chest. Give yourself a cuddle. Maybe rock gently from side to side. Maybe start rocking forwards and backwards. And see if you can rock yourself up into a seat. So coming to a nice tall seat, keep your spine nice and long. Imagine roots going from your core down into the earth and a string pulling your head up to the sky. And let's take some nice big circles with our shoulders. Really warming up the shoulders. All the way up to the ears and all the way down to the ground. We're warming up our spine, the muscles around our spine, moving our body in 6 different directions. Building some warmth very, very gently. Taking your shoulders the other direction. Remember to keep breathing throughout your practice. And then alternating one shoulder after another. Nice big circles. Alternating the other way. And back to center. Placing your left hand down on the mat beside you and stretching your right hand over your ear towards the end of the mat. As you inhale, find some length in your spine, and as you exhale, see if you can stretch a bit further. Inhale back to center, plant the right hand down on the mat, and exhale, send your left arm over your ear. Again, as you inhale, find length in your spine. And as you exhale, see if you can stretch further over. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale over to the right. And back to center. Okay, stretching your feet out in front of you, flexing your toes towards you. Pull your right foot up towards your chest, and let's take some movement here. Maybe moving your foot from side to side. Maybe find some circles with your foot or a figure of 8. We're just trying to find some looseness in the connective tissues of the hips. So just whatever works for you here. And then place your right foot on the opposite side of your left leg. If that doesn't work for you, you can place it on the inside, but let's place it there on the outside of our leg. Inhale, lifting your left arm up to the sky. Exhale, twisting around to look over your right shoulder. So keep your spine nice and tall. Keep breathing here. We're massaging out our abdomen. And we're finding flexibility and fluidity in the spine and the muscles around the spine. Keep breathing here. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, round to the left in a counter twist. I got quite excited at this part of the practice because I saw a deer watching me through the trees. Anyway, coming back to face the front, picking up your left foot towards your chest. Take your foot from side to side, maybe take some circles, maybe take a figure of 8. Again, we're loosening off the connective tissues in the hips. And that's me looking for the deer again. It was watching me, which made me very happy. So planting the left foot on the outside of the right leg again, you can keep it on the inside of your leg if you want. But inhale, lifting your right arm up to the sky, and then exhale, twisting around to the left, looking over your left shoulder. Remember to keep the spine nice and tall. Remember to keep breathing. You should feel a nice massage of your lower abdomen here. Nice twist. And coming back to face the front. Let's take a quick counter twist around to the other side. And back to the front. Okay. Shaking anything out in the legs if you need to. Come back to your easy pose, rolling over your knees. Let's come to tabletop. So hands directly under your shoulders, knees directly under your hips, and pushing the mat away from you. From here, as we drop the tummy down, lifting the chin up, looking up to the ceiling as we inhale, and then exhale, rounding the spine up to the sky, tucking your chin, tucking your tailbone. And work with your own breath here. So inhale, drop your tummy down, looking up to the sky. Exhale, rounding the spine. Working with your own breath. And this is a good opportunity to find what feels good for you. So you may want to start the movement from your tailbone. You may want to start this movement from your head or just from your tummy. What works for you? Just keep it nice and fluid, nice and smooth, and working with your breath. Coming back to a neutral spine. As we inhale, we're going to lift the left arm up towards the sky, opening up the chest. And then as we exhale, let's thread that arm underneath us. Come down onto the left shoulder. And if you want to, you can lift the right arm up. Take the bind behind your back. Coming into a nice twist here. Breathing here as always. Placing the right hand back down on the mat, pushing the mat away from you. Inhaling, lifting the left arm up to the sky. And exhale back down to the mat. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So plant the left hand down on the mat. Inhale, lift your right hand up towards the sky. Exhale, thread the needle, thread that right arm underneath you, come down onto your right shoulder. Inhale, lift the left hand up and tuck it behind your back into a bind. Nice twist here. Bringing the left hand back to the mat, push the mat away from you. And lifting the right arm up to the sky as you inhale, exhale, bringing that hand back down to the mat. And let's sit back onto your heels here. We'll come into a quick child's pose. So walking your hands away from you, sending your chest down to the mat, sending your forehead down to the mat. Nice resting pose. Remember, you can come to a child's pose at any point during your practice if you want to, if you need a rest. You can stay here in child's pose for the rest of the practice, or you can join me back in tabletop. So this time, as we inhale, lift your right arm up in front of you and your left leg out behind you. Nice straight line from the tip of your fingers to the tip of your toes, pushing the mat away from you. Nice and strong, keeping your abs nice and strong. As you inhale, we're going to take a big stretch, and as you exhale, see if you can bring that right elbow to meet the left knee underneath your tummy. Then inhale, stretching back out. Exhale, bring the elbow to meet the knee. Inhale, stretch. One more. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretching back out. And let's place the hand back down, the knee back down. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So as we inhale, we're going to lift the left arm out in front of us and the right leg out behind us. Nice straight line, pushing the mat away from us, keeping the hips nice and parallel to the mat. Staying strong here, the abs are nice and strong. As we inhale, we'll take a big stretch, and then as we exhale, we'll bring the left elbow to meet the right knee underneath our tummy. Inhale, stretch back out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretching back out. And let's bring the hand back down, the knee back down. Take any movements you need to. Tucking the toes under, send the bottom up to the ceiling. Come to your first downward dog of the practice. So let's pedal out the feet, bend one knee, send the opposite heel down to the mat. Find a nice stretch down the back of those legs, down the back of the calves. And then find some stillness. Now I try to push my chest down towards the mat here, but I keep a bend in my knees. You can keep a bend in your knees if that's better for you, for your body. But remember to breathe here. And then we're going to walk the hands backwards to meet the feet. So let's just hang here for a second. Let your head hang loose, let your arms hang loose. You can take hold of opposite elbows if you want to and swing from side to side, but let's just really hanging loose here in our forward fold. And then inhaling slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming up to standing. And send your hands up to the sky, looking up. As we exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, send your hands up to the sky, looking up. Grab hold of your right wrist with your left hand and tilting over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Swap hands. Exhale, stretching over to the right. Inhale, back up to center. And exhale, folding forward all the way back down. Walk your hands back out to downward dog. From here, we're going to lift our right leg up behind us into three-legged dog. Then bring the right leg forward to our high lunge. Inhale, planting your left hand on the mat. Send your right hand up to the sky, opening the heart space into a nice twist. Looking up to the sky. Exhale, plant the hand back down. Send your foot back to downward dog. Inhale, plant your right foot down. Send your left foot up behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring the left foot in between your hands. For a lunge, plant your right hand down on the mat. Inhale, send your left hand up towards the sky. Opening the heart space. Exhale, bring that left hand back down to the mat. Send your left foot back to downward dog. Breathing in downward dog. Inhale, plant the left foot down. Send your right foot up behind you into three-legged dog. Exhale, bring your right foot and plant between your hands. This time we'll work towards warrior two. So send your left heel down to the mat. And as you inhale, cartwheel your hands up into warrior two. Keeping your right knee bent and your left leg straight. Stretching your fingers away from you as much as you can. Keeping your spine nice and tall. Breathing here. Inhale, sending your right arm up to the sky, your left arm tucking behind your back, coming into peaceful warrior. As we inhale, we'll straighten that front leg. Exhale, sinking down. We'll do that a couple of times. So inhale, straighten up. Exhale, sinking down. Once more, inhale, lift. Exhale, bend that front knee, and let's send that right arm all the way down to the mat. Bring the left arm up to the sky into an extended side angle. And from here, we're going to straighten that right leg and come up into a triangle Trikonasana pose before coming back up to standing. As we inhale, exhale, cartwheel the hands back down to the mat. Send that foot back to downward dog. Inhale, plant the right foot down. Send the left leg up behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring the left foot and plant between the hands. Send your right heel down to the mat and inhale, cartwheel the hands up into warrior two. Sending those hands out as far as you can. Send your fingers away from you. Keep your spine nice and tall. Keep your arms nice and horizontal. Breathing here. Keeping the left knee bent. Inhale, come to peaceful warrior. So bring your left arm above your head, tucking your right arm behind your spine. Sinking down. As we inhale, we'll straighten that front leg. Exhale, sink back down. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, sinking down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bending that knee. And let's send the left arm all the way down to the mat and opening the right arm up to the sky, opening that heart space. Breathing here. And again, we'll straighten that left leg into Trikonasana triangle pose. And then up to standing. As we exhale, we'll cartwheel the hands back down, plant them either side of the foot and send that foot back to downward dog. Taking a breather here. Inhale, plant the right foot down. Now I sent the right foot up to three-legged dog here, and then decided to step forward into a halfway lift. So nice flat back, hands to your shins. Coming to forward fold, let everything hang loose, and inhale, sending everything up to the sky, sending your hands up to the sky, looking up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we're going to work through our sun salutations now. So inhale, looking up to the sky. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lifting up to halfway lift, nice flat back, hands on your shins. Exhale, plant the hands, send your feet back into plank. And because this is our first one, we'll put our knees down and then we'll lower ourselves down onto the mat nice and gently. Lifting the chest up as we inhale into a baby cobra. Exhale, lowering the chest down, tucking the toes under, sending the bottom up to the ceiling. Come back to downward dog. Breathing here. Inhale, take a big step forward. Halfway lift, nice flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, coming all the way up, sending your hands up to the ceiling, looking up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll do a couple more rounds. So inhale, send your hands up to the sky, looking up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands on the mat, send your feet back to plank. And you can put your knees down if you want to, or you can come down through your low plank, your chaturanga, keeping your elbows tucked into the side. If you want to come into your full up dog, you can, or you can stay in cobra. Then exhale, rolling over the toes, coming back to your downward dog. Take a breather here, and then take a big inhale and a big step forward. In between your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. Send your hands up to the sky, looking up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, looking up to the sky. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands down, send your feet back to plank. Come down through your vinyasa, so if you want to come down through your low plank, into the back bend of your choice, and then rolling over your toes into downward dog. Taking a breather here. Walking your feet towards your hands. Hang here for a second. Then as we inhale, we're going to slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, coming to stand. From here, let's ground down on the left foot, lifting your right knee up towards your chest, or as far as it will come that works for you. Finding space in your hip, taking your right knee out to the side, really grounding down through your left leg, finding your balance. And then find a spot on the inside of your leg that works for you. It could be the inside of your thigh. It could be on your calf. It could be that you want to keep your toes touching the ground. That's absolutely fine. Just make sure you're not pressing against your knee. So find your comfortable spot for child's pose, for tree pose, Bring your hands to prayer. Or if you want to open up the branches of your tree. And this really represents the spirit of Imbolc. So we've woken ourselves up, we've blossomed into a full tree here. And I think this represents hopefully the outcome of our practice, the energy of our practice. We're grounded, but we're beginning to blossom. So releasing, letting go. Let's do the same thing on the other side, grounding down through the right foot, lifting your left knee up towards your chest, taking that knee out to the side, and then finding a nice space for that foot on the inside of your right leg. Now, sometimes your balance is better on one side than the other. Find the right place for your hands, whether that's in the heart space, prayer pose, or whether you want to open up the branches of the tree. Remember to stay rooted, grounded on your right leg. Nice strong tree. This is really good for our core. And then let's release. So coming back down to a seat. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let's maybe flap our knees up and down a little bit, find a little bit of looseness in the connective tissues of our hips. Breathing in, nice tall spine, and as we exhale, folding forward over your feet. Let's just take a minute here to stretch out our inner groin, our lower back, maybe the hamstrings. Everyone feels this in a different place. And coming back up to a seat, coming onto your sit bones, nice tall spine. Keep your knees bent, maybe holding onto the backs of your thighs. See if you can lift your feet up off the mat. An option to stay here, or if you want to, see if you can lift your shins up to the horizontal. You can stay here, or you can let go of your hands. And option to stay here or straighten out your legs. Just whatever works for you. But in the spirit of Imbolc, because we're just awakening, we might want to stay here for today. In our half boat pose. And then let's slowly lower ourselves down onto the mat with control. So keeping your knees bent, keep your heels tucked into your bottom, palms face down on the mat. And we'll slowly peel our coccyx and our spine vertebrae by vertebrae up off the mat towards the sky, coming into our bridge pose. Sending your hips up as high as you can, keeping your thighs nice and parallel. And remember to keep breathing here. And lowering down vertebrae by vertebrae. Pull your knees up to your chest. Give yourself one last cuddle. Rocking gently from side to side. You might want to take a happy baby, so holding on to the outsides of your feet, maybe rocking here a little bit. And then find your final relaxation pose, your final Shavasana. So let your feet flop out, your hands flop out, let go of any tension. Let's check back in with our bodies, do a scan from our heads down to our shoulders, our chest, our tummy, our arms, our legs, our feet. Make sure everything is relaxed, let go of any tension. And remember what we've thought about today in the spirit of Imbolc. How we can reawaken ourselves after periods of harsh weather, harsh times. The light is coming back. Hope is coming back. So let's take that with us into the rest of the weekend and the rest of the week. Perhaps you want to journal on that after this practice. But I'll leave you here, and I'll wish you a happy Imbolc.